Class 6, good morning. Your P2 exam is knocking at the door, so I thought of making revision video of both the chapters together. How to learn the points given in the chapter, how to prepare for the exam. For that, I have jotted down the points and I will explain it. Okay? So, first chapter is changes around us. That will be in your P2 exam, that will come. So, first what you have to learn, causes for different changes around us. We have seen several kind of changes around us. So why does those changes are occurring? What are the causes for those changes? That you have to learn. This is the first point. Second point, the ways to bring a change. How can you bring a change? How can change occur? So 4 points are there. By mixing 2 or more substances, by applying force on a substance, by heating something, by mixing and heating. That means 2 or 3 substances are mixed together and then heated. So these are the ways by which you can bring changes in a substance. A little bit in detail you have to learn about with example, that by mixing how can you bring change, one example. By applying force, changes are occurring, one example. By heating, what are changes occurring, with example. Mixing and heating with example. Now by heating you have learned that there can be 3 cases. By heating something becomes hot, this can be one case. Second, by heating something can be burned, so burning is one change. And third one, by heating expanding also occurs. The metals expand on heating. So uses of expansion on heating, that is also there in your book. So these points also a little bit you have to learn. It is becoming easy for you to understand that what I mean to say. Okay. Next, definition of reversible change, definition of irreversible change. Example of reversible change, example of irreversible change, and differences between reversible and irreversible change. This is coming under this point. Okay, completed. Now, next is physical and chemical changes. What are physical changes? What are chemical changes? Definition of physical change, definition of chemical change. Characteristics of physical change, characteristics of chemical change. Difference between physical change and chemical change. Now, another thing you have to learn that same change may be categorized into more than one category. So, you have to go through some examples. You should know some examples of changes in which one change can be categorized into more than one changes. So these are the points you have to learn in detail. Other than these, definitely the exercise question answers, insight questions, oral questions, whatever I have sent you, all those things also you have to learn. So this is about this chapter. And then now I am going to discuss about the next chapter. Okay. Okay. Now chapter water. So revision of this chapter you have to go through. What are the points I have written? Again I am discussing those. First, occurrence of water on the earth crust. In my previous video, I told you with chart that what is the percentage of water available where. First of all, 3/4 of the earth is covered with water. Now out of that water, what is the fresh amount of water, what is saline water, which percentage is there in glaciers. I hope I have already made a video regarding this. So please go through that so you can again recall that what is the occurrence of water and in which form. There are 3 forms of water, solid, liquid and gas. So where in which form it is available. Okay. Second point is importance of water for living organism. For biological purposes, for the biological processes, chemical processes which occur inside the body of living organism. For that reason water is important. So how much important water is, that you have to know. This is not the general use, that means cleaning, washing, not like that. For living organism, why it is important. Next one is some other uses of water, that means the general uses of water for washing purposes, for cleaning purposes, for making food, and so many things are there. Sources of water in nature. What are the sources of water and in which form we are going to get water from that. Next is circulation of water in nature. Amount of water generally it is going to remain same. So definitely water is circulating, it is evaporating, going up, then again coming back. So this whole process, that is called circulation of water. Circulation of water include water cycle. So in circulation of water, two parts are there. First is the processes by which water leaves the earth, that you have to know, and second one is processes in which water is returning back to the earth. So what are the processes by which water is leaving the earth? The processes are evaporation, second one is respiration, and third one is transpiration. So definition of all these points you have to know. Especially you have to learn transpiration in detail. What are the factors which are responsible for transpiration? These things should be in your fingertips. What are the factors that are responsible for transpiration? Because this is a new term for you. These things you know earlier. Now, how are clouds formed? What is the way by which cloud is formed? There is one question also, so you know the answer. Next is water returning back to the earth. What are the ways by which water is returning back to the earth and in which form water is returning back to the earth? Rainfall, snowfall, these are the ways by which water is returning back to the earth, and all these points together makes water cycle. So that also you have to learn. Next is what happens if it rains heavily and it does not rain heavily. What are the conditions that will create if it rains heavily, and if does not rain heavily, then what will be the effect on the living organism? Both the points you have to learn, and this is coming under this point. Last is conservation of water. Nowadays we can find water crisis, scarcity of water, scarcity of usable water. Maybe water is present, but that is not in the usable form. So there is a scarcity of usable water. For that reason, it is very much needed to conserve water. So you have to learn in detail about conservation of water. What are the ways by which conservation of water can be done? Two examples I am saying now. Drip irrigation, and in our drip irrigation, that process would be used for agriculture, and another one is rainwater harvesting. So rainwater harvesting is how it is done, the detailed procedure that you have to learn. So this is all about both the chapters, so you are able to revise it properly, go through the question answers that has been given to you, learn the inner questions, that is oral questions, and go through these points. Definitely you are going to get very good marks. So best of luck. Thank you.